Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I hope you're all having a wonderful Tuesday. Let me check up on chat. Sorry, I just ate breakfast, so there's food in my mouth still.
How much money do you have? Like 69 cents. You know what that
You know
means?
what that means?
I don't have enough money for chicken nuggets.
Oh man, thank you for the 69, Charlie. All right, let me see. Hey, Charlie. Charlie redeemed first. Congratulations on being first, Charlie. Here is your gluten-free snickerdoodle. You paid your loan, so now you've paid off 7,400 bells on your loan. You're almost at 7,500, which is crazy. Thank you for your business, says Tom. Thank you for the 69. Nervy for appointment. Yay, gluten-free snickerdoodle. Yeah, Charlie got actual gluten-free snickerdoodles at the store, which is why I said that. But, why? Your appointment is just like a follow-up, right? It's with your, what is she? Rheumatologist? Or is that what the immune system doctor is? Yeah. She just did some tests, right? Isn't it just going to be like her going over that? It's just a follow-up, right? Also, I have a smoothie. Of course. When don't I have a smoothie? She just kind of makes me nervous. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not going with Charlie to this appointment. Normally I would. But I have work during it. And normally I would take off work, but right now work has been super weird. They just cut half the company, including Anthony. So, things have gotten weird at work, and I'm afraid. So, Charlie's going, not by themselves, they're taking their parent, but, not me. But that doctor last time we were there, she had a bit of, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I don't want to say she had an attitude. Like, she wasn't rude per se, but she was very abrasive. And looked Charlie dead in the face and was like, "You're not disabled. You're just very limited." And Charlie was like, "No, I'm disabled. Like, I have a disability. I'm in a wheelchair. Like, I very much have a disability." But we didn't even have time to address that comment because she just talks so fast. She just blows through anything that you're trying to say, and she'll just ask you a million questions, and then before you can answer the first question she asks, she's asking you another one. So yeah, no, that doctor is definitely. But your dad will be there, so if she says anything out of pocket, your dad will handle it. Yeah, telling me I'm not disabled but limited. Yeah. I didn't like that at all because you literally have a disability. It's like with me where I'm autistic, which is technically a disability. But I have a really hard time identifying as disabled because it's even though I know that my disability disables me, I'm like, no, I can conquer it. I'm bigger than just being autistic, right? But I still have the disability no matter how much I'm able to deal with it and confront it. And you're the same way with, being in a wheelchair is you don't always need your wheelchair, sure. But you're still disabled. That rubbed me the wrong way because disability is different for everyone. Exactly. So it's even if you're not as disabled as somebody who needs a wheelchair full time, it doesn't mean that you're not disabled. So that was kind of meh. But anyway, also, I'm sorry about Saturday. I don't know what happened. I just started dropping frames like a bitch. And then no matter what I did to fix it, I dropped my frame rate and my resolution, and I was just at 0 frames. We tried resetting the router, and even after resetting the router, it wouldn't let me go live. Which is weird because it said that we had Wi-Fi. It said that the router was back up. But for some reason, it just totally crashed. So I'm sorry that stream got cut short on Saturday, especially because that's the day that we're supposed to do longer streams. Because I can't do long streams on Tuesday and Thursday because of my job, so I'm sorry about that. I feel like she largely judged me based on my weight. Yeah, that's annoying too. Is like Charlie can't exercise much because, you know, the whole being in a wheelchair thing. And it's like they constantly have doctors be like, "Well, you should probably like lose some weight." And it's like, "Great. How would you like me to do that when I can barely eat anything because of my allergies and my gastroparesis and I can't exercise?" So what exactly do you expect me to do? Like Charlie can swim as exercise and maybe like you should do that more or whatever, but like generally speaking, like what the fuck do they expect you to do? Yeah, like find a middle ground, sure, but like within your limits. Nearly impossible for me to lose weight because of my meds. Yeah, same. Like I was never really like an unhealthy weight until I went onto my Lexapro, and since I've been on Lexapro, I've gained like 20 pounds and just never got it back, no matter how much I exercised or anything. Because I was on T, so by all means, I should have been able to exercise and gain muscle and lose weight, but Lexapro just really makes you thick. I've tried before. Yeah, no. I mean, meds really can have an effect on that kind of thing, so it's all very stupid. But yeah, I'm sorry that that doctor is the way that she is, and I hope that your appointment goes well. But yes, today we're doing eggs. Of course we are. We're still very much in the middle of this Masuda hunt. I accidentally got way too many eggs when I was picnicking. I wasn't counting or paying very much attention, and I was just kind of like grabbing eggs. So I got like 5 boxes, which is way more than we're going to be able to get through today. But we'll speed through as many as we can. I don't know. We're getting close to 1,500, and I'm not not ready for it to be triple odds. I also just feel weird about it because my parents and sister love this doctor. Yeah, your dad said that he really loves her. I mean, she's probably a very good doctor, albeit maybe a bit of a shit person. Like, not a shit person, but like, you know what I mean. I feel like doctors get away with more as long as they're a good doctor. They can just like say whatever they want to you, which is not true. Mandy! Hold on. Bitch is scratching at the door. Stop it. There's literally a scratcher at the door. She's not allowed in here right now because she's been making trouble. Oh, yeah, also this morning I was playing Pokemon Go and I got a shiny Eevee. You can't really see it, but I got a shiny Eevee. She's out there for a reason, yeah. Okay. Um, Kat was asking me what I'm going to evolve it into. That's a great question because I have a shiny Espeon in Pokemon Sleep. So my next one would be a shiny Umbreon, but I have a shiny Umbreon in Violet. And then I have a shiny... I have a shiny Umbreon, a shiny Sylveon, and a shiny Vaporeon in Violet. Excuse me. So maybe I could get like a shiny Jolteon. Or what else is left? Flareon, Leafeon. I don't know. Vote for what I should evolve my Eevee into. Cute. Yeah, I know. I love shiny Eevee. She came out of fucking nowhere. I was like, I had just caught like a Sawaddle, and then it was just like, bam, shiny Eevee. And I was like, hello? Jolteon, you think? Yeah, because Jolteon's like neon green. Yeah, he's green. Maybe Jolteon. Leafeon shiny is also green, but that's just because Leafeon is green. Oh my fucking god, Mandy. Give me a second. it. I'm gonna put this here so that you can't even... Okay. Ugh. I promise I'm not normally this mean to her, but she is in trouble right now, and she is not allowed in, and she's also not allowed to scratch the doors because we rent this place. So, yeah. I put the scratcher on the door frame so she can't, like... I mean, she still could scratch the door, but I'm trying to block her. I'm trying to box her out. Yeah. Anyway, we have a lot of eggs to do, so I'll jump into it. Here we are. There's a Jigglypuff. I don't really know what she's up to, but we're back in Medali as always, because I always come here to get the food. Okay. Yeah, so here are my accidentally 5 boxes of eggs. Mandy! Knock it off, dude! I don't know if you guys can hear her, but she's being so loud right now. Okay, I'll just put Ditto there. Yeah, now she's screaming. Get over it! She also just ate breakfast, so she's like extra feral right now, and I need her to calm down. Okay. So what are we at? 1350 is what we're at. So yeah, we're basically almost at 1500 because we'll probably make it to 1450 today at least. And then 1500's right around the corner. That's fucked up. That's fucked up that we're gonna make it that far. Okay, give me this. Alright, well, I'll do what I'll always do, and I'll just start over here and see where it takes me. I should have, like, a path for this, but I just don't. I just go wherever my heart desires. I'm also usually not paying all of that much attention. Yeah. I gotta get Ditto. I'm usually not paying all that much attention to where I'm going, so that also contributes, is, like, I just drive kind of aimlessly. Which is how I end up with all of these, like, absolutely random shinies, because I'm just, like, running around. Bird. Alright. Yippee. Alright. We're off. Alright, do I have any topics of conversation for today? Let me think. Well, yeah, so one, the reason that I was playing Pokemon Go this morning is apparently there's going to be some Pokemon Go updates in the next few weeks. I believe tomorrow, April 17th, they're dropping a new Pokemon Go update. She scratched our door, opened to tell her to stop. She sprinted in and hid, so I had to kick her back out. Oh my god. See, what happens is, Mandy has tummy problems, and sometimes she goes to the bathroom against her will, basically, like, when she's not prepared to. And, like, you know, we've all been there, we get it. But she gets really freaked out when that happens, like, she gets basically, like, scared, and she wants to run and hide whenever she accidentally needs to go to the bathroom. But what happens is she ends up not finishing going to the bathroom, like she'll stop midway through and run away, which is bad because it means that she hasn't, again, like, finished her bowel movement or whatever, so wherever she ends up going, she's going to end up finishing it, which means if she hides in our room under our bed or something, she's gonna poop under there. And we don't want her to do that. So we have to lock her out of, you know, rooms and just try to keep her confined to a space with a litter box and, like, less places to hide, which, like, we feel bad about having to do, but, like, what's the alternative? Is just, like, let her poop wherever she wants, which is not always ideal. Like, I don't want her coming in here where we have all these, like, electronics and plushies and important things. I don't want her to, like, shit on them. So I promise we're not usually this mean to her. She can usually come in whenever she wants to any room as long as she's being supervised. But if she came in here, I wouldn't be able to keep an eye on her since I'm streaming. And if she's just started to like poop in the background of stream, that would be really awkward. Like I have the Mandy cam set up and she just like shits on it. So she's hiding in the crate now. Okay. Yeah, that's the ideal place for her to hide, because if she poops in her crate, it's pretty easy to clean out because her crate's plastic. So we just, you know, clean it off. It's not that big of a deal. Which is why we're so thankful that the place we're moving into doesn't even have carpet hardly anywhere. Because it's a lot easier to clean off hardwood than it is to clean off carpet. So, yeah. TMI about Mandy's poop schedule, but I don't want people to come in here and be like, wow, they're so mean to their cat. Like, we love her. We will literally let her do whatever she wants 90% of the time. But if she is in the middle of, like, a poop and run, a shit and run, hit and run, but, like, shit and run, then we must confine her until she finishes. And she's also not, like, trapped in, like, a really small space. What we do is we just close all of the doors to the room, so she's just trapped in, like, the quote-unquote trapped. She's not trapped. She's fine. But she is confined to our, like, living room space and, like, the hallway between our bedroom and the living room. Which is to say that she still has plenty of square footage to run around. And she still has her crate. She still has a litter box. She has access to food. Like, she's fine. We just don't want her in the bedroom or in the streaming room when she's a flight risk, basically. But as soon as she finishes her business, either in the litter box or elsewhere, she gets allowed back in. Anyway, Pokemon Go. They're releasing a new update tomorrow, which I think is going to include, like, character customization. Because before, you could pretty much just pick, like, male or female and, like, brown hair or blonde hair or whatever. And then you could change your clothes and stuff. But I think now they're offering, like, different hairstyles and stuff, which is very, very overdue. Like, very overdue. I remember when Pokemon Go came out, I was like, huh, it's weird they don't have a character customization, but, you know, the game is new, it just got out of beta, maybe they'll add that eventually, and then, like, how many years have passed since 2016? A lot, right? Wow! Wow! So, it seems like way overdue that they add that update. But I'm glad nonetheless that they've done it, just a little bit. Like, that's... Now, granted, do I know a goddamn thing about game design? No. Do I know anything about coding or how long anything takes or how difficult anything is? No. But in my opinion, it can't be that hard to do character customization options. Like, all you have to do is, like, animate different hairstyles and then, like, animate different eye colors. 2016 was 8 years ago. Yeah, that doesn't sound right, but I believe you. Like, I know that it's right mathematically, I just mean it doesn't sound right. Like, that doesn't feel right. It is, probably, but it just doesn't seem like it is. But it totally makes sense, because that would have been my, like, first year of high school, and now I'm out of college, so... Like, of course that much time has passed, but it just doesn't seem like that much time has passed. But yeah, to me, it seems like character customization, out of all of the other things that they've done, like, they've added a ton of other stuff to Pokemon Go. They've added, you know, the Paldean Pokemon, and they've added, like, all kinds of things. It seems like with all of the updates they've had in the last 8 years, that character customization could have easily been one of them. Oh, I did not mean to give him a nickname. But maybe I'm wrong, and character customization is really, really hard, and it took them 8 years to do it. I'm sure that's the case, right? But yeah, anyway, I'm glad that they're adding it nonetheless because I've always been a little bit annoyed because when I first started playing Pokemon Go, 2014 was a decade ago. Yeah, that also doesn't sit well with me. It seems a little bit more correct. Like 2014 in my head was probably like six years ago, right? Like if my brain is still in like 2020, which it often is, then 2016 should be 4 years ago and 2014 should be 6 years ago. But it's not. But when I first started playing Pokemon Go, I was still presenting relatively feminine, so I picked the girl character because it was more similar to the way that I looked. I had longer hair. I still had not gotten top surgery, so like it made more sense for me to pick the female character at the time, but I didn't love the way that the female character looked because it was feminine, and even though I was still presenting feminine, I didn't identify as a girl, and I didn't really like, having a character with, like, boobs and, like, hips, and, like, she has feminine features, and I was like, I don't really like that. So when I cut my hair, I started doing the boy one, but that didn't really look how I looked either, because he has, like, pretty short hair, and it's, like, spiky, and I was like, well, I don't really look like that either. And now I look more like the boy character, but I still have, like, longer hair. So I'm like, I don't know. Did I take the Poliwags out but not put eggs in? I'm so goofy. I was like, how come these eggs haven't hatched yet? I don't have any. I'm not holding any eggs. Okay, where am I? Okay, I'm at, like, the Great Crater, and then I was going around, like, Castle Royale Lake. Let me go, like, this way. But, yeah, all of this is to say that none of the character customization choices really felt like me. So I was glad that they're adding some in. And then that's not the only update. They're doing, like, a bunch of updates kind of scattered across the next few weeks. I think they're adding in, like... So I think the shtick that they're doing is they're trying to get people to bonk. They're trying to get people to bonk. Thank you for the bonk, Charlie. They're trying to get people to, like, come back to playing Pokemon Go who maybe, like, have stopped playing in recent years because, again, 2016 was 8 years ago, so perhaps a lot of people have stopped playing Pokemon Go, me included. Like, I go in and out of phases where I play Pokemon Go. I played it in, like, 2016, 2017, 2018, and then probably stopped for a couple of years and then, like, picked it back up in college. College campuses are a great place to play Pokemon Go because, A, it's super walkable. Like, you have to walk everywhere for your classes and everything, so you can walk pretty far on a college campus so you can, like, hatch your eggs and things like that. And then you can also, there's usually Pokestops at, like, some of the buildings on campus. Like, I know at the college I went to, certain just, like, buildings were Pokestops, and then other, like, landmarks on campus. Like, there's a statue of, the guy that the school is named after, a big historical figure statue in the middle of campus, so he's, like, a Pokestop because, duh, he's a landmark or whatever. So there's usually a lot of Pokestops. You can walk a lot to hatch your eggs. Like, generally, a college campus is a good place to play Pokemon Go. So I played Pokemon Go probably for my first couple years of college when I walked mostly everywhere, and then when I got my car, I kind of stopped again because I was driving everywhere again. But now that we're moving to more of a, like, suburban area, like, not that we don't live in a suburban area now, but we live very close to the college, and it's giving more, like, downtown vibes here than it is giving suburb, and there's nowhere to really walk here. Like, you can, but if you're walking around our apartment, you're gonna be walking down like a pretty major road. Like there's a sidewalk, so you can totally walk next to it, and that's how we walk our dog, right? Like we walk him down the sidewalk and around the other apartment comp. Hold on. I just I just choked really bad. I'm gonna go on BRB. Hold on. Okay, sorry. I just, like, died. I don't know what happened. I just stopped being able to breathe for a minute there. It's fine now. I just choked on, like, air. I don't know what happened. Anyway. Charlie redeemed hydrate. Thank you, Charlie. We have an egg, so let's hatch that. And just pretend that nothing happened. I'm fine. Can you imagine if that was the shiny? The one I just start choking to death. Are you sure you're okay? I'm okay. I just had to, like, fix. I couldn't, like, talk because I was just, like, choking. I couldn't really breathe, so I was just sorting that out. But no, I'm good. Anyway, what was I talking about? Pokemon Go. Yeah, so if you walk in our area, you pretty much are walking, like, down a road. Like, there's a sidewalk and it's totally safe, but, like, there's not really just, like, we live, like, a couple, like, apartment complexes over from, like, a shopping center. Like, there was a Walmart and, like, an H Mart and, like, you know, a bunch of different stores, like, really not that far from us. So there's not really a good way to, like, walk around where we are. You pretty much have to drive everywhere if you want to get anywhere. Like, even though the store is kind of... oh my god, I'm doing it again. Even though the store is kind of within walking distance... I need, like, Gatorade or something. Even though the store is, like, kind of within walking distance of... I have no idea what's happening. I'm, like, choking so bad. I'm so sorry. You guys have to hear me hack. Can you imagine if that one had been the shiny? Oh my god. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna cough really loud, but I'm gonna put the... Okay, there you go. So you didn't have to hear that. Okay. I'm so sorry. I really don't know what's going on. Yeah, well, Charlie could hear it from the other room, but nobody else had to hear it. Okay. I don't know. I genuinely don't know why that's happening. I'm just, like, swallowing air incorrectly. It's, like, literally making me, like, tear up, so I had to go, like, wash my face when I was on BRB because I was choking. And tears were, like, streaming down my eyes and my whole face turned red. Okay. Rock rough. Alright, anyway. That was all 5 of those guys. All of that was to say that since we're moving somewhere that is really more, like, in a neighborhood, it's still very close to, like, shops and stuff. Like, it's not far from anything still, but it's more of, like, a suburban neighborhood. Hopefully I'll be able to walk the dog a little bit easier, because I get nervous walking him down, like, the main road, because if he did pull away from me, which he would be able to do because he's massive, he would just run straight into oncoming traffic. I need to get a shiny today for compensation. I agree. I think that as compensation for me literally choking to death, I deserve a shiny. I might die on this day, but as long as I get a Poliwag shiny, it'll be okay. Oh my god, I ran into the Mudbrave. Oh, good. Mandy pooped on top of her crate. I thought that I smelled it when I walked into the hallway when I was choking. I thought that it smelled smelly out there. So Charlie gets to clean that up because I'm streaming. But as compensation for Charlie having to clean up Mandy's poop and for me choking to death, we should get a shiny Poliwag today. What are everybody's guesses? I haven't asked for guesses today. I know that Charlie's next guess is... Oh my god, don't do it again. Don't do it again. Do not... I can feel it. Don't do it again. Okay. Alright. I feel slightly better. But I know that Charlie's next guess is 1400 because 13 is a bad number for Charlie. My next guess, I guess, would be 1369 because we're at 1365 right now. So 1369 would be good. After that, probably... Yeah, probably 1424 would probably be my next guess. Well, 1414 would be good. And then 1424 would be good. 1441 would be good, because that's like a palindrome. Yeah. So my immediate next guess is going to be 1369, which should be in my hand right now. And then... We'll go from there. But that's my next guess. Okay, and Mandy is now hiding. Yeah, see, that's exactly why she wasn't allowed in here, because if I had let her in here, instead of pooping in her crate, she might have pooped on my computer. Or something. Not literally, but something like that. Okay. All right, here we go. So this will be 66. Okay, not that one, but that's okay. Because we want it to be 69. I wonder if I'm just, like, breathing in dust, because, like I said last time, moving kicks up a lot of dust. And we've been, like, moving furniture around and shit, so... Yeah, I wonder if I'm just breathing in dust, which is why I keep choking on seemingly nothing, because it's probably just dust in the air, which makes sense. Okay. That was 67. So 2 more and we'll be at 69. Alright, this one's 68. Let's see. Nope. Okay. Alright, here we go. This next one is gonna be it. I feel it in my jellies. Alright, come on. 1369. Oh, it's spawning in the pink void. Probably because I'm on top of the Great Crater. Okay, come on. 1369. Aw, man. I was hoping. I was hoping it would be her. Alright. It's fine. It's fine. We're gonna get him. Maybe it'll be 1370 just to spite me. Okay. Nope. Okay. It's fine. Alright, well that was all of those. We got girl, boy, girl, girl, girl. What did we get before? Girl, boy, girl, boy. Yeah, pretty much alternating girl, boy for a while. Okay. Period. Alright. Let me get down from here. Whee! Oh, there we go. Ah, Psyduck. I would love a shiny Psyduck. He's just blue. And I think that that's fun. Alright. Oh, I arrived at my destination. Good. Except for it wasn't actually a destination for anything. I was just trying to remind myself which way to go to get away from a dolly. We can drive through the Team Star base. I think Charlie sprayed Febreze because it smells a little bit less like shit now. Have you guys seen the suspicious things Taylor Swift has been up to with the Tortured Poets Department coming out? Because she's been, like, tweeting codes and suspicious shit. I did see a post on TikTok that kind of got me thinking. It was basically, like, Taylor Swift doing, like, autistic-coded things. And it wasn't, like, trying to diagnose anybody with, like, autism or, you know, neurodivergence or anything like that. But would a neurotypical person put a bunch of, like, secret codes and shit into their music and, like, you know, when they're releasing stuff, just like Easter eggs in their music videos and all that kind of stuff? It's like, that's a very, like, not neurotypical person thing to do. It was also clips of her talking about, like, one of them was like, oh, well, if food has a certain texture, I won't eat it. So for, like, 3 or 4 years, the only thing I would eat was, like, chicken nuggets and french fries, which is, like, a very stereotypically autistic meal, is to, like, not like the texture of anything other than just, like, you know, children's foods, like chicken nuggets and, you know, french fries and things like that. And then there were clips of her stimming and talking about stimming without using the word stimming. Like, she'd be like, I get so excited about it that I just, like, do this with my hands and I don't know why, and she would be, like, stimming with her hands. And then just, like, other clips of her stimming. And I was like... And then there was a video of her where she was, like, talking about her music in, like, an interview, and, like, Jack Antonoff was there. And she was like, well, you know, everybody has to put on a face depending on who they're around. Like, you know, you have a face for your friends at work, or a face for your friends at school, and then, you know, a face for when you're around your parents or when you're around your other friends. And I'm like, Taylor, I don't think everybody does that. I think neurotypical people don't do that. I think neurodivergent people do that. I mean, obviously, like, to a certain extent, neurotypical people do that. Like, obviously, you're going to act differently at work than you're going to act at a party. But, like, they don't, I don't think, in their head, consider that to be, like, putting on a mask or, like, putting on a different version of themselves. They would just consider it, like, acting appropriately for work or acting appropriately for, like, a party. So, like, if you're at work, you're going to be wearing work clothes. And if you're at a party, you might be dressed in something a little more low cut or a little bit of a shorter skirt or something like that. Big chest. How big is it? How long was the chest? Because I feel like it's not that big, but maybe I'm wrong. Do you guys want to know the dimensions of our furniture? It was 44 inches long. Okay, so yeah, not longer than either of our desks. And lengthwise, both of our desks would fit into a car. It was my desk wouldn't fit height-wise into a car. Because my desk is, like, deep. But, yeah, that would fit into a car. It would take up most of the car, but it would fit. Because the couch is 52 inches, and that fits into your car. Barely, but it does. So, big, but not too big that it won't fit. Mandy looks so ashamed right now. Poor girl. She just can't control where she poops sometimes. It's okay. But yeah, like, most people wouldn't consider that to be, like, putting on a mask or putting on a face. They would just be like, oh, well, you have to act appropriately at work and act appropriately for... or inappropriately, rather, for a party. Like, you can cuss and, you know, talk about sex at a party, but you shouldn't cuss and talk about sex at work, probably, right? You know? And you can, like I said, wear something low-cut to a party, but you probably shouldn't wear something low-cut to your job. You know, things like that. But I don't think that neurotypical people are like, yes, I'm gonna put on my work mask today and go to work. Like, I think they still think they're being themselves. They're not being, like, a different version of themselves. They're just being more of maybe, like, a polished version of themselves at work. But I don't think they consider it, like, two different faces or two different people the way that neurodivergent people do. Which is why it was interesting that she talked about it like that. Because I was like, that's a very autistic way to phrase that. You know what I mean? Like, that's not the way that neurotypical people talk. And again, like, I'm not here to diagnose anybody with anything. It was just, like, a silly TikTok. But it was very real. And also, it makes a lot of sense because I don't love a ton of her music, but I relate to a lot of it. And the songs that I seem to relate to are the ones where it seems like they're a little bit more autistic than the other ones. Like Mastermind. If you listen to that song through an autistic lens, it makes perfect sense. It really does. Like, you know, the whole idea being like, oh, you thought that us meeting was just like random fate or whatever. But I've actually been pulling the strings and maneuvering all of this to make it work out because I'm a mastermind. And as somebody who quite literally did that in order to get my first girlfriend to go out with me, like, it wasn't like I was manipulating anybody or anything, but, like, I engineered it so that we would be in the same place at the same time. Like, we had, both of our last names start with W, so it was, you know... we sat near each other in homeroom because it was alphabetical. And then, I would, you know, make friends with her friends and then get invited to birthday parties or, you know, New Year's Eve parties or whatever that she would be at, 4th of July parties, so that we would be around each other a lot, so that we'd be in the same room a lot, so that I could get to know her, so that I could ask her certain questions to see what she was like, you know? So that she could see what I was like, and then I would make sure that I was, you know, dressed cute, and that I was being, you know, especially funny those days that I saw her, right? And, like, of course everybody with a crush does that, right? Like, anybody who has a crush tries to look their best and act their best around their crush. But in my autistic head, it was like, I'm a mastermind. You know, I'm going to make her like me by being extra likable around her and, you know, putting on a mask, a huge mask, to get her to like me. And it totally worked. Until we realized it was an autistic mask, and then she didn't like me so much anymore. But, you know, it's the kind of thing where you certainly feel like a mastermind. So, I related to that, and I was like, that is kind of an autistic way of looking at a relationship, is that you were the mastermind pulling the strings, rather than just somebody who has a crush and wants to get to know their crush better. Stupid Flittle. Flittle is always in my fucking way. He took my Poké Doll. Give it back. Okay, I took it back. I liked you first. Yeah, you did. But also, you know, what version of me did you like? You know, because at least at the time when we had first met, like, I was definitely high masking when we met. So I was probably adapting my personality to your personality to make sure that you would like me. Not like me, but just like me as a person. So, you know, like, obviously I got lucky that you liked me kind of regardless of, you know, which version of myself I am that day. But definitely when we first met, I was masking. Well, at first it was physical attraction. Yeah, Charlie just thought that I was hot before we met. Like, Charlie had looked at my Instagram and been like, wow. Literally, like, because Charlie and I only knew each other as Kat's friend. I knew Charlie as Kat's friend, and Charlie knew me as Kat's friend, but we had never met. So Charlie would, like, look at my Instagram and be like, wow, Kat's friend is very attractive. And I would look at Kat's Instagram and Charlie's Instagram and be like, wow, Kat is friends with this person, and therefore I can't hang out with them because they're too busy hanging out with this person. Because Charlie pissed me off, not because I had ever met them, or because they had any reason to piss me off, but because every time I wanted to hang out with Kat, she would say that she was busy because she was hanging out with Charlie. And I was like, can I just have a minute of your time, you know? So I was like, fine, if you're hanging out with Charlie, then I'll just have to introduce myself to Charlie so that Charlie will want to hang out with me and you. So Charlie and I had very different first impressions of each other. Charlie was like, you're hot. And I was like, you are a person. So that was funny. But after you got past just the physical attraction, because you're not meant to go out with somebody based on physical attraction alone. I don't think. Maybe allo people do that, but I personally would not go out with somebody based on physical attraction alone. But I've liked you more as I've gotten to know you in the Mass Faded. Yeah, well, I mean, I sure hope you like me at this point. But, like, I mean, like, even enough to go on the road trip and stuff. Like, I would have been masking a lot during all of that. Because I was definitely masking around Kat, because I needed Kat to like me. So I was basically a mirror image of Kat when I met her. Like, I copied everything about her. If she had an opinion, I had that opinion. Like, if she had an... It's happening again. If she had an interest, I had an interest. Like, I was definitely just quite literally a copy of Kat. A copycat, if you will. So... Of course you would like me if I'm impersonating your friend who you already like. I was just Kat, like, but like the Walmart version. So it makes sense that you would have liked me back then. But obviously, yeah, like, I got more comfortable around Kat and you, and was able to, you know, definitely, like, mask less. But it's also very hard in general, because I don't always know when I'm masking, which is something you sort of have to work out in therapy once you realize you're autistic, because I didn't know I was autistic when I met Kat and Charlie. I just thought that everybody copied everybody else's personality. The Walmart version. Yeah. I mean, I was literally copying everything about Cat. And then once I met Frank, it was the same thing. I was just copying because Frank liked Cat. So as much as I could copy Cat, I did. And it wasn't like a conscious choice. I wasn't trying to be Cat, but that's what happens when you're autistic and you're masking and you're just trying to do your best impression of a not autistic person. You just start accidentally stealing all of the personality traits of whoever you're around because you're just trying to, like, the best way that I can describe it is like a Ditto turning into another Pokemon. And they look like that Pokemon, but they're just not quite right. So I was like a Ditto of Cat. I was like, okay, I'll just copy what this person looks and acts like, and then bada bing, bada boom, people will like me because people like her, so people will like me. And again, like, it's not a conscious decision. It just quite literally happens when you have the type of autism that I have, where you just copy everybody around you. And then what also happens, and what has happened now, is instead of copying Charlie, we've just been around each other so much that we have both become each other. Charlie and I have, like, all of the same personality traits as each other now, and all of the same interests and thoughts and feelings as each other, because we just have spent 3 years straight together. We are a unit, LOL, exactly. Yeah, like, Charlie and I have... It's happening again. Charlie and I have just, like, merged into one soul. So now, of course, they like me because we are exactly the same person, you know? That's what's really complicated, I think, about being autistic, is never quite being sure if somebody likes you for who you are or because you have just started mirroring them. Because I have, like, really bad mirroring tendencies. Like, I can't help it. I just mirror everybody all of the time, and I can't stop it from happening. And the more that I'm around you, the more of a mirror of you I become. And then I get to the point where I don't know what is me and what is the mirror, because the mirror has become me after a certain point. Like, I've mirrored Charlie to the point where, like, I just am Charlie, and Charlie is me. Like, I like you more than I like myself. Well, yeah, because I still have my own personality traits. Like, they don't go away, I just develop yours. I mirror you too. Yeah, well, for sure. Because, like, you know, Charlie, for instance, is an extrovert, and they're not really very socially anxious. And I am an introvert, and I am autistic, so I'm very socially anxious, and I don't like being around people. So that makes us different in a lot of ways. And, okay, I have one more. Okay. I've been bad about counting how many eggs I'm on. So I still have all of, like, my base personality traits, if you will, but then I just add on top the ones that I, like, mirror from people. So, like, I'm still... Because I'm kind of like an asshole, right? Like, I'm a little bit sarcastic. I'm not super polite. Like, I'm kind of, like, hard around the edges. And a lot of people don't like me when they first meet me if I'm... Because I joke around. Like, I'm kind of... Okay, we started at 50, so this would have been 60, 70, and 80. And then, yeah, that was 90. Okay, yeah, so I'm right. Okay. Like, so I'm a little bit of a jerk. You know, I've gotten better about it now, especially because I've been dating Charlie, and Charlie's, like, super nice. But, like, in high school, especially, and, like, early college, like, I'm definitely the sarcastic, kind of make fun of you in a loving way, kind of quiet, kind of hard around the edges, kind of guy. And Charlie is naturally more soft around the edges, more nice when you first meet them, much more polite, but also more extroverted and more social. I softened you and you've hardened me. Pretty much exactly, yeah, is what I was gonna say. Is, like, I'm still very much... Like, I'm more confrontational than Charlie. Like, that's definitely one thing. Is, like, Charlie will not ask anybody for anything. Like, Charlie will not ask for help. Charlie will not, like, tell somebody that they've upset them or, like, anything like that. And Charlie does not want to get into... Oop. Charlie does not want to get into any kind of confrontation if they can avoid it. They're very much a people pleaser. I'm not. I've never been a people pleaser. I have never cared what other people thought of me. I've never cared about confrontation. I actually sort of, like... I don't love confrontation, but I do sort of weirdly thrive off of it. Like, I don't mind it at all. And if somebody is gonna fight me, like, okay, let's fight, because I'll probably win. Like, and I'm not talking, like, a physical fight, although I did 10 years of martial arts, so, like, I could definitely beat a lot of people in a physical fight. But, like, in an argument, like, especially if I know that I'm right, which is one of the only times I will get into an argument, because I won't argue if I think I'm in the wrong, you know? Like, at that point, I'll probably concede unless the person is just, like, an asshole. But, you know, if we're fighting over something where I know that I'm either in the right morally or I am correct, literally, then I will argue about it, whereas Charlie will probably just, like, let stuff go. So we have that as, like, a different personality trait. So I've gotten Charlie to be a little bit less of a people pleaser, or at least I've tried to convince him to be less of a people pleaser. And Charlie has gotten me to probably just be, like, a little nicer to people. Because I you know, my thing was, you know, therapy session, guys. You know how everyone says, like, oh, streamers are not your therapists, right? Like, if you come into chat and you start, you know, like, trauma dumping on chat, like, you'll get timed out because you're not supposed to do that. But as the streamer, I am allowed to just to just dump whatever I want, and you guys just have to listen to it. I mean, you don't have to, you can leave, but like, I'm allowed to just talk about whatever. This is therapy session. But me personally, since I was very young, have had, like, pretty bad trust issues. I have trust no one tattooed onto my thigh because I live by that shit. But because I was just, like, burned one too many times as a kid, you know what I mean? Like, I would make friends with people that weren't really my friend, right? And they would go behind my back. And, you know, there were times where I couldn't trust my friends, I couldn't trust my parents, I couldn't trust teachers. Like, I had been, you know, just, like, one too many times, I had been burned, basically. And so I developed pretty big walls. Like, I would not let anybody in, ever, you know? Like, I had my group of friends that I trusted, that were, like, the closest to me out of anybody. Like, my best friend B, my best friend Kai, and then everybody else was, like, on the outskirts. Like, you could be my friend, but I wasn't going to trust you as far as I could throw you. Granted, I could probably throw people pretty far back then. Whereas, yeah, Charlie is much more forgiving, probably too forgiving, a little bit of a doormat. I'm not a doormat. I would never let anybody walk all over me, ever. Like, if you try to step on me, I'll step on you back. Like, so that's what I've always had kind of going for me. So, like, and not that having trust issues is a good thing, right? Like, they're called issues for a reason. But I think that I had, like, a fair amount of cynicism, maybe a little bit too much, but definitely, like, more, because Charlie doesn't have enough cynicism, right? Like, Charlie, for lack of a better word, is a bit gullible. Like, you could pretty much convince Charlie to do whatever. Like, I'd be like, oh, Charlie, did you know that there are actually aliens? And Charlie would be like, yeah. Great. You know, like, you can pretty much convince Charlie to do almost anything. And they'll, yeah, kind of naive. Naive is probably a better word than gullible. And, like, I would not personally take advantage of that as their partner, obviously. But, like, a worse person could and would. You know? Like, I've always joked that Charlie's easy to gaslight because they just forget, like, everything. They forget conversations we've had. They forget things I've asked them to do. Like, they forget stuff all the time. So it would be very easy to be like, Charlie, we had this conversation. You don't remember? You don't remember doing that? You don't remember the conversation that we had? Like, it would be very easy. I've totally been taken advantage of. Oh, 100% Charlie. Charlie has 100% been taken advantage of. And it would be so easy to do it. It's ADHD in it. Yeah, and again, I would never do that. Like, I'm not saying that I would do that. If I were a worse person... Shiny Hoppip. Okay. He's green! Yippee! Alright, can I... He's level 7. Can I put him in like a nest ball? Do you think he'll go into that? It ran towards me. I know. Did you see him? Yeah. Yippee! What a cutie. He's green. Any fucking way. Okay. I'm out of shiny room, so I don't know where I'll put him. How random. Little guy. I'll have to make a new shiny box, because, like, it's literally full. Look. I'm out of room in here. Let me make a new shiny box. Boop. Green. Yeah. Okay. This will be more shinies. I can't believe how many random shinies we've gotten during this Masuda hunt. And every time it happens, it means I'm not gonna get a fucking, shiny Poliwhirl or Poliwag because I just keep getting these shinies. Okay. There we go. And then... I can, like, rearrange boxes, right? Yeah, so I can, like... Oop, not what I wanted to do. How do I do this? I do this, and then I swap. Okay. So where's my other shiny box? Here. So I would want to swap it with this one. Yeah, so it goes shinies, shinies, marked. Okay, and then I would do... Swap those. Yeah, shinies, marked, the boys. And then swap these two. Alt forms, eggs, 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 eggs. And then my extras. And then all these empty boxes. And then this guy. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Well, now we have a shiny Hoppip, I guess. Let's go find him. Where'd he go? Here he is. We'll have to decide if we leave him as a Hoppip or if we evolve him. I don't know what a shiny, like, Skiploom or Jumpluff looks like. So we'll have to figure that out. What weird luck. I know. It's so weird. Like, I'm happy for all the random shinies I get, but, like, what are... Oop, I ran into another one. But, like, what... Why can't I just get a shiny Poliwag? You know? It's so weird. And I've also just, like, stopped having reactions to them at this point. Like, instead of being like, oh my god, a green, I was just like, be so for real. Every time now. Like, my last TikTok I posted where I was, like, reacting to them, instead of, like, having a big reaction, I was just like, and yeah, nope, that's about right. Yeah, that's about time. Okay, I have an ad coming up in 40 seconds, so, I'll just run that and chug water. But yeah, go grab a snack, grab a drink, walk your pet fish, go to the bathroom, and I'll hatch these eggs in, like, 3 minutes. Okay. Alright, I'm back. I didn't finish my thought that I was having when the shiny Hoppip appeared. And I feel like it's worth finishing that thought just because I was joking about gaslighting Charlie. So I won't. I'm not going to do that. But it would be relatively easy to do that. But me, on the other hand, I, like, don't trust anything that anybody says, so I'm, like, the opposite of gullible. Somebody could tell me something that's, like, completely true, and I'd be like, I'm gonna check your sources on that. I'm gonna make sure that I believe you. So I feel like what Charlie said earlier is true, that, like, we've kind of rubbed off on each other where I'm a little more trusting and they're a little bit less trusting. So that we're both finding a middle ground there. But yeah. So it's not like I've completely become Charlie or Charlie has completely become me. Like, we still have our own, like, distinct personality traits, but also, like, Charlie and I will speak in unison. We will have, like, the exact same thought at the exact same time. Like, we are very much similar because of just how much time we've spent together. It's like that thing where oh, it's like, your animals, like, start to look like you, or even that you start to look like your partner physically if you spend enough time together, because, like, for instance, if you and your partner live together, like me and Charlie do, that means that you live in the same exact area, you probably go out into the sun about as much as each other, so your, like, skin tone becomes about the same, your hair colors become more similar because of, like, sun exposure and things like that. You'll start to get, like, freckles or wrinkles, like, in the same place as your partner. I don't know how or why that is, but there's, like, science on it that, like, by the time, like, if you were to spend, like, every day with somebody for, like, you know, 50 years, that you would basically just start to look like each other. Which is pretty crazy, but true. So that's fun. But Charlie and I look like each other on the outside and on the inside. We've gotten people that asked us before if we were siblings, which I think is hilarious because, like, we don't look enough alike to be siblings, but, like, I don't know, maybe we do, but I think that's just because people can't comprehend that we're gay. Like, you know, they see two people that look like me and Charlie hanging out, and they're like, well, you guys must be related because you're too close to be just friends, but gay people don't exist, so you must be siblings. But also, I completely forgot to tell you guys. I don't know how I forgot. I think I meant to tell you on Saturday, because I think it happened before Saturday. That's wild that people, like, physically change. Yeah, like, it makes sense, because, again, like, you're living in the same area and getting, like, a kind of an equal amount of sun exposure and things like that. Like, Charlie and I only ever leave the house if we're leaving together or, like, going to an appointment or something. So, like, it totally makes sense, but it is kind of crazy. But I forgot to tell you guys that we have a new emote. I totally forgot. I was gonna make an announcement about it, and I just didn't, and I fully forgot to tell anybody. But yeah, we have a new emote. I got it the other day. So you guys can use that now. Charlie went, what? Yeah, Charlie, go look at my emotes and tell me which one you don't recognize. And then you can use it. It's subs only, so you have to be subbed if you want to use it, but... Yeah, there he is! Self-tied clap! It's Flick from Animal Crossing, but he's clapping. Flick! Yeah, so there's a girl that I follow on Twitter, or a person, I guess. I don't know for sure that they're a girl, but I think they are. They do free Animal Crossing themed emotes. And they've been making them one by one on stream. Like, they've been streaming themselves drawing them. And they've been making them, like, one by one for, like, weeks now. Maybe months, even. And I have been waiting very impatiently for them to make Flick. They have made almost every other Animal Crossing character first. They did, you know, Tom Nook and Isabelle and They did the like CJ, and they did the boat guy, the guy Cap'n, and you know, like they did a bunch of the other Animal Crossing NPCs. But they had just like not done Flick yet, and I've been requesting Flick every week that they've been like, okay, doing a new emote this week, who should we draw? I have requested Flick every single week, and he ended up getting voted out like because they would do a poll, and every time he would get outvoted by some other fucking Animal Crossing bitch. And Flick is my favorite Animal Crossing NPC, other than like the villagers, because she's been doing like the main characters, like not the villagers, but the other ones. Like Timmy and Tommy and Tom Nook and the Able sisters and like all of those characters, not like the villagers. If she does the villagers, I'm getting all the frogs. Like Lily, and I'm getting all the frogs. But I thought that he went well with our like Animal Crossing theme, that we have like the stream avatars and stuff down there. So they're all clapping emotes, which is why I haven't added more than just Flick. Because they're just all clapping, and I don't need, 20 clapping emotes. I need different emotions and stuff. But I don't have a clapping emote except for Fruity Clap, which is my, like, BTTV emote. And I had extra animated emote slots, so I thought I would throw him in. So yeah, now we have a clapping little Flick. And he's a cutie patootie. So, yeah, that's it. That's why I forgot to tell you guys about it, because I just kind of, like... I just downloaded it off of their, like, they have, like, a Google Drive link with all the free emotes, and I just, like, downloaded him and then threw him up on Twitch the other day and, like, waited for him to get approved, and then I just forgot that he had gotten approved, and to tell you guys about it. So there he is, just doing a little clap. So now if I ever do anything applause-worthy, for instance, if we get a shiny, you can do a little Flick clap. Self-type clap. I think it's nice. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to tell you guys about him. So you can use him now. And if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. I think it starts at like $5 and then goes up from there. So consider it. You get to watch with no ads, and you get emotes. You get to be in the sub-only channel in my Discord. You get my love and affection. You get to make the Furret song play every time you resubscribe. So, yeah. Also, you can subscribe for free with Prime if you have Amazon Prime. You get one free subscription a month, and it costs you nothing, and it costs, well, I mean, it costs you the price of having Amazon Prime, but if you already have Amazon Prime for the packages and whatnot, then you may as well. So it costs you nothing, and it costs Jeff Bezos money. So, I personally use my Prime every month to make sure that Jeff Bezos loses $5 because of me every month. $5 is nothing to a billionaire, but still. I saw a video that absolutely gagged me. It was talking about, like, okay, so we've seen the comparisons, right? That, like, a million days isn't that long. I mean, it's a lot. Like, it's, it's a few years. But a billion days is like a few hundred years or something. I forget exactly what the comparison is, but it's just to show you like how much more than a billion is, because I feel like people think, oh well, 1 billion is just one up from 1 million, just the way that like 1 million is one up from 1,000 and 1,000 is one up from 100. But it's like a lot. There's a lot of numbers in between 1 million and 1 billion. More numbers than there are in between 100 and 1,000 or 1,000 and a million. So, being a billionaire is, like, crazy. And so the comparison that this TikTok was making was... So, say that somebody was a billionaire, the example she used was Taylor Swift, and then people got mad at her for using Taylor Swift as an example because even though Taylor Swift's net worth is $1 billion, it doesn't mean she has $1 billion liquid that she could spend. But, like, use Jeff Bezos, for example. He has several $billion. So if he wanted to have $1 billion liquid, he could. Like, he would probably have to take it out of some kind of investment or take it out of some kind of property or something. Like, he probably doesn't usually walk around with $1 billion liquid, although I don't know him. Maybe he does. But, like, let's pretend that Jeff Bezos did take money out of stock or whatever, and he had $1 billion cash that he could just... First of all, that amount of cash, I don't know how it would even fit into a fucking room. But let's say that he had it in bills that don't exist. He had like $10,000 bills or something. And he has $1 billion cash, right? And then let's say that the average person who is not a billionaire makes somewhere between like $75,000 and $100,000 a year. I make less than half of that, but the average American supposedly makes about $75,000 to $100,000 a year. And so let's say that that person also had, you know, their salary in cash, right? Like, let's say that they had $75,000 to $100,000 in cash, liquid, right? You probably wouldn't have that much liquid if that was how much you made in a year, but let's just pretend for the sake of this argument, right? So, a billionaire, for example, somebody with $1 billion liquid, could give you $5,000 cash, right? Easily, right? If they had $1 billion liquid, they could easily give you $5,000 cash, right? And it would barely make a dent in their $1 billion, right? We all know this. So let's say that they gave you $5,000 a month, and they told you could do whatever you wanted with it, right? They just hand you $5,000 cash every month, and they're like, you go do whatever you want to do with that money. Pay rent, buy clothes, buy food, whatever you want. You get $5,000 a month from your friend who is a billionaire. Which is, I think, why this girl used Taylor Swift as an example, because her example was Taylor Swift wears really expensive clothes, and everybody she hangs out with also wears really expensive clothes. So in her analogy, if you were best friends with Taylor Swift, she would give you $5,000 a month to buy yourself an outfit, so that you would be wearing really expensive clothes every time you hang out with her, right? But, you know, again, people got mad at her for using Taylor Swift in her argument. So let's pretend that you're best friends with Jeff Bezos, and he gives you $5,000 a month, and you can buy whatever you want with it. And again, that makes barely a dent in his money, right? Because it's the equivalent of a millionaire giving you $500 a month, which is also, like, doesn't make a dent in their salary. But to the average American who's making between $75,000 and $100,000 a year, $5,000 a month to a billionaire would be the same as 37 cents a month to the average American. So Jeff Bezos, your best friend Jeff Bezos in this analogy, gives you $5,000 a month, and then you give $37 a month to one of your friends. And so the question was, would you, if one of your friends asked you for 37 cents a month, would you give it to them? And, like, for the most part, without question, the answer would be yes, you know? Like, if any good friend of mine asked for 37 cents, of course I would give it to them. Like, I don't know if I have 37 cents on me, but, like, I would just give them $1 at that point, right? Like, I would have no problem giving my friend 37 cents a month, right? And then she went further to say, if you would give your friend 37 cents a month without question, how much would you give your friend a month before, you know, it would probably be unreasonable, right? And so they were like, would you buy your best friend a coffee once a month? Like, if you guys went out to, like, a coffee shop or a fast food place or something, would you buy them a drink or a snack you know, a treat, a pretzel at the mall, right? Something like that. Would you buy that for them once a month, right? And the answer, again, is probably yes. If any good friend of mine, we went out to get coffee, I buy this month and they buy next month, right? Like, I don't always expect people to pay me back for everything. Like, sometimes I do, but for the most part, I don't. And I'm like, okay, I'll buy you coffee this time, you buy me coffee next time, and then we see each other once a month, right? Like, whatever. So if you're willing to buy your friend a coffee once a month, you're probably spending anywhere between like $5 and $10 on that friend, right? Depending on like what you're getting them. Like if you're getting like a coffee, like a Frappuccino from Starbucks, like we don't support Starbucks, but like a Starbucks Frappuccino is like $6 at least, depending on the size, right? So like, let's say that you're willing to get them a drink and a cookie, you know, or something like that, right? So let's say you're willing to spend $10 a month on your friend. And then, you know, they spend $10 on you the next month or whatever. So you buy your friend a $10 coffee and cookie or whatever, or coffee and pastry or whatever from the coffee shop. A donut, whatever. It comes out to $10. That would be the same thing as a billionaire giving you $100,000 a month. $10 to the average American is $100,000 to a billionaire, essentially. Or something like that. I can't remember the exact math, but it was something like that. So, like, $5,000 was like 37 cents, and $10 was like 100,000. And that's crazy. Like, that literally, when it got put into perspective like that, because I know that a billion is way bigger than a million. That comparison where it's like, a billion is like several hundred years, and a million is like a few years. Excuse me. Like, here, I'll Google the exact numbers because I don't remember what it is. Okay, not a shiny. Didn't think so. Oh. Okay. How many years is 1 million days? Yeah, so 1 million days is 2,739 years. And then 1 billion days is 2,738,000 years. So it goes from being 2,000 years to being 2 million years. Which is crazy. And I was also a little bit far off, because I said a few hundred, but it's actually a few thousand. But 2,000 years versus 2 million years, right? Like, that's basically the comparison. And that is crazy. And I knew that, and I was like, yeah, a billion is way bigger than a million, because there's so many millions in a billion, right? Because there's 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, 40 million, 99 million, right? There's 100 million. And then 200 million, 300 million, 400 million, up until 999 million. So there's 1,000 millions in a billion, right? So that's like a lot. But hearing that 37 cents to me is $5,000 to a billionaire, and not even to me because I make less than the average American, is just like crazy. Okay, I have once again lost track. Hold on. We were at 50 when we started, so this is 60, 70, and 80. This is 90, 100, and 110, and by that I mean 410. So yeah, I'm behind. Woo. I'm just not pressing the button enough. Because this is 350, 360, 370. Wait. No. We were already at 350. So 360, 370, 380, 390, 400, 410, 415. So I'm like 5 behind. Oopsie. Boop. Okay. Yeah, so wait. Let's make our guesses again. Because the last guess we had was 1,400. I would have guessed 1414, but we just did 1414, so that one wasn't shiny. So my next guess is 1424. Charlie, what's your next guess? 1448? 1444? 1444 would be pretty good because it's 1444. So I'll guess 1424 and 1444. And then Charlie, I imagine, will guess like 1448 or something. That's usually the kind of number that Charlie guesses. But those are my next two. And let me know what you guys think it will be. If you guess it right, you get to name the shiny. That's your prize for guessing correctly. I got Haunter up here. I love Cave Town. Oh, I meant to put Chapel Rowan on this playlist. Charlie and I have gotten really into her over the last couple of days. Because I keep hearing her song, H-O-T-T-O-G-O. You can take me hard to go. I've heard that song all over TikTok, and it just, like, gets stuck in my head. And then she also has the song Femininomenon. And, she has the one that goes, back at my house, I got a California king. And then she's got the one that's like, knee deep in the passenger seat and you're eating me out. You know, all those ones. So I have like 4 different Chapel Roan songs stuck in my head just like at all times because of TikTok. So we just decided to like listen to the whole album because, you know, why not? So now I've done that. But I meant to put some of her music on this playlist because it keeps getting stuck in my head. So I will add her music to my playlist after stream today. Maybe that's what I'll do. I meant to, over the weekend, work on my stream playlist, but then Charlie and I ended up doing a lot of packing. We vacuum sealed and packed up all of our Squishmallows, so we don't have any plushies left in the house except for the ones in our bed, which is very sad, but needed to be done. And we're working on renting a U-Haul. We're packing up some of Charlie's, like, witch stuff, some of our craft stuff. We can't pack up a ton of our craft stuff because we need it out in case people, like, place orders. We've been making a lot of bracelets recently. We're going to be doing a bracelet making stream on Saturday on Charlie's channel. We're probably about to hit 1,000 followers on our shop TikTok, which is exciting. We're at like 950 right now, and we get probably at least like 10 a day. We have a very viral video on our crafting account. It's like, I think it has like 80,000 views or something, which isn't like crazy viral. But like for us, who don't have a ton of viewership, that's a lot. So we get new orders and new followers just from that one video every day, in addition to like the new videos I post every once in a while. So we've been fulfilling a lot of orders to the point where we have run out of a lot of the colors of beads that we need, because like a lot of the flags, and I mean like a lot of them, use different shades of blue and pink, right? Like, I'll just walk you through the major flags we get orders from, right? The bisexual flag has blue and pink and purple. The pansexual flag has blue and pink and yellow. The MLM flag has like a bunch of different shades of blue and green and white. The lesbian flag has a bunch of different shades of pink and also white. The what other flags do we get a lot? Gender fluid has blue and pink. Trans has blue and pink. Like, they're all a bunch of different shades of blue and pink and sometimes purple and also yellow. Like, non-binary has yellow and purple. That one's a kicker. Ace has purple. So we just get a lot of orders that use those colors, like yellow, purple, blue, pink. So we had to order just a batch of, like, blue and pink and yellow beads and purple, because we just keep running out of all of them. So we're probably going to do a stream, like, organizing and working on orders on Saturday. Because we also have a market coming up next month in May. And we want to make sure that we have enough product on hand, because we can always make stuff at the market, like if someone approaches us and is like, hey, do you guys have insert flag bracelet? And we're like, oh, no, we just ran out, but give us 5 minutes. We can make another one and come back. Most people are willing to do that. They're willing to wait and come back for us to make it. Because we just have beads behind the table that we're, like, ready to use. But we need to have the beads on hand to be able to do that. So we want to make as much product prior to the market as we can. So that the only stuff we need to make there is, like, the custom stuff that we do. Like, because obviously Charlie won't be able to make, like, spell jars on the spot, right? Because that involves, like, melting candles and, like, having a bunch of spices and herbs and stuff on hand. So Charlie's going to want to make sure they have a good stock of spell jars prior to the market. And then bracelets we can make while we're there. But things like crochet and the spell jars, the, like, perler beads, like, we're not going to be able to, like, heat press any of them. I keep going the wrong way. We're not going to be able to, like, heat press anything while we're there because we won't be in, like, an outlet or anything. So I'll have to make some perler bead charms before we go. And all of this, of course, in the midst of us moving. So we're trying to keep out as much craft stuff as we can until, like, the day of the move, and then we'll just put it all into one box and move it. Or not one box, probably multiple boxes, but just move it all at once so that we know where it is and that we can get it out of the way. But, yeah. Alright, what are we at? 1422? Okay. Oh, it's been an hour and 45. Okay. Alright. I can't believe we've gotten this far. If we get to 1500, I swear. We shouldn't. Knock on wood, we shouldn't. But we might. Who's to say? Okay. Ugh. Sorry. I'm not even that tired. I woke up like an hour before stream. Which is rare for me. I should wake up an hour before stream to get ready for it, but I rarely ever do. Because I just like to sleep in, because I have to stay up late for work. Like, I work till 11, and then I'm usually up for like an hour or two after that, doing all of the things I have to do to get ready for bed and whatnot, and watch TV and things like that. I've gotten Charlie to watch Haikyuu with me now, because the new Haikyuu movie is coming out soon, and I want to be able to watch it with them, but they have no idea about anything that has happened in Haikyuu thus far. They've never seen it, so I am making them catch up on Haikyuu so that we can watch the movie. And then same thing with, like, Demon Slayer and My Hero. They both have... Ugh, sorry. They both have new stuff coming out. Okay, well, it wasn't 1424. Ugh. So, maybe it'll be 1444. I feel like that's a good number. And 1441, because that's like a palindrome, 1441. So those are my next guesses. 1441 and 1444. Whee! But yeah, lots of new anime things coming out, and I want to catch up on all of them. And then I also, of course, had to rewatch Your Lie in April, because it's April. So, we watched that and cried like little babies. Haikyuu is much more of a comforting watch. Like, sorry, I'm like not in a good position for my back. Ugh. I'm redeeming big stretch. Because I need one. Okay, big stretch. Ugh, God. My back has been really acting up lately. Like, I've been putting heat on it. I've been putting, like, lidocaine patches on it. Just anything to get it to, like, not hurt. And it's not working. I mean, it is working. Like, they're helping briefly. But just in general, my back has been very much hurting. And I don't appreciate it. So. Alright, let's go. We've got, yeah. We're at 1425 now, so we'll get 1430. Yeah. So we'll see if I can get 1441 and 1444 open. I have like 45 minutes left of stream. So I'll see what I can come up with. My bangs are like not where I want them to be. I don't want to go into the cave because I'm always like not sure about them when I'm in the cave, so I'm gonna go like around. You don't know why I'm yawning so much. I was not even tired until like a second ago. And I'm still not even like tired. I'm just like yawning uncontrollably. But of course, if I reference that I'm yawning, it'll make, first of all, everyone else yawn, but also me, because that's just how talking about yawning works. It just makes everybody yawn. So I'm gonna stop talking about it because I already feel another one coming on. So just know that I'm sorry for the yawning. Okay, here we go. Boop. Alright, let's see. Not shiny. Boo. Oh my god. Okay. Number 27. 427. Let's see. I cannot believe how many eggs we've done for this hunt. I know I keep saying it, but I literally just cannot believe it every single time that we get through another stream and I don't get it. I'm like, this is the worst Masuda hunt of all time. And I haven't even begun to edit any of the clips. Like, I have not even looked at all of the other streams. So I'm gonna have to, like, go through... I mean, what? How many hours of footage is that? Like... Because it's 2 hours to 3 hours for every stream. Oh my god, my hair. What is it doing? Every time I fix my bangs before I put my headset on, and then they somehow still get fucked up. Okay. But yeah, every single time, because it's been like, what, like 15 parts or something at this point? Like, it's been crazy. So, yeah, I have no fucking idea. It's ridiculous. So basically what I'm saying is we should just get it so that I don't have to comb through any more hours of footage. Because I also have 2 other videos before this one that I need to edit, and I haven't gotten around to those because every weekend I've just been working on packing and not on editing, so... They always say, like, oh, if you're going to go on vacation or if you're going to move or whatever, just, like, pre-film a bunch of content and you'll be fine. But, like, when am I supposed to edit it? Like, I'm busy. And then all of those, like, stream advice TikTok makes me so mad. And I hate that it makes me mad because I like the creators that make stream advice TikToks. Like... Cat Liente and like Paupura, and the girl, I can't remember her name, but she works with like Lumia Stream, and then the girl whose username is like Fox or something. All of those people, like I follow all of them on TikTok, and I watch a ton of their TikToks, and I like watching them. But for some reason, like the stream advice ones just like piss me off because like I know that they're geared towards smaller streamers and like newer streamers and people that like don't really know what they're doing or are averaging like 1 viewer and don't know how to get more, don't know how to hit affiliate, or people that like just don't know how to do like basic things like edit VODs into clips or like post on YouTube and things like that. And so the videos that are like educational or like informational don't piss me off. I caught the Esperanza off guard. The Esperanza caught me off guard. Hello? I didn't even know that guy was there. But the ones that are like informative don't piss me off. The ones that are like, hey, did you know that you can go on Twitch and like turn on this setting and it'll, you know, do this, that, and the other? Like those don't bother me. But the ones that are like, if you want to be like a good Twitch streamer who gets a bunch of viewers, all you have to do is post on TikTok like 3 times a day and then you'll be famous. And those make me so mad because, first of all, it's just not true, right? Like, you could post 3 times a day on TikTok and still be just wildly unsuccessful. I try to post like once a day on TikTok, but I usually end up posting like a couple times a week. And like, you know, they do fine and it helps, but like TikTok is not the answer to like having Twitch viewership. Like, I understand that the discoverability on this platform is really bad, so you have to be posting on other platforms and in order to, oh my god, I keep running into guys, in order to get any discoverability. Like, that much I understand. And like, I post on Reels, I post on YouTube Shorts, I post on TikTok, I post on all of those platforms, and like, it helps. Again, like, it definitely does help, and I definitely do recommend doing it. But those TikToks just always make me so mad because they're like, and it's not just the ones about like posting on TikTok, but the ones that are like, oh, well, you know, just like make sure you have something funny to talk about on chat, or make sure you have like fun stream alerts and sound alerts, or, you know, make sure that you're playing words on stream on your BRB or like whatever, stuff like that. And that's all good advice. Like, don't get me wrong. That's all good advice. And I agree with almost all of it. But you can still do all of those things and still not be successful. And the way that they frame it is always like, you will be successful if you put in the effort, right? And that's just not always true, because I put in a ton of effort. I put in so much effort to my streams, to my TikToks, to everything. Like, I put in a ton of effort. And I'm not complaining about my viewership or whatever. Like, I'm happy with what I have, and I just do Twitch for fun. Again, like, I have a full-time job, so I don't need this to, like, monetarily support me or anything. But I do all of the things that those stream advice TikTokers talk about. I post on TikTok as often as I can. I talk to chat. I have fun sound alerts. I do everything. I watch streamers that play the games I play, and I emulate what they do on their streams. I have fun emotes. Like, I do everything that they say to do. And I'm not famous. I'm not huge. I don't have 20 average viewers like the people that I follow. And it's like, again, this is not for me to complain. I just think that those videos like are doing young new streamers like a disservice by being like, you're going to be successful if you just do these 3 things. Like, this is how I took my stream from 1 average viewer to 10 average viewers, or this is how I took my stream from 10 average viewers to 100 average viewers. Because it's like, I am not doubting that the people that did that and became successful put in a lot of work and like did take their streams from 10 viewers to 100 viewers or whatever. But just because you did does not mean it's going to work for other people. Like, obviously there is something about you that, you know, first of all, could be luck, could have been a raid, could have been somebody they were friends with, could just be that they're attractive, could be that they're attractive and they have a good personality, could be that they just have a good personality. You know, there's like a million different factors that go into being popular on Twitch. It could be the time of day that they stream and the game that they're streaming, right? Because it's like, I don't have a choice but to stream at this time of day because of when I work. And I could play something other than Pokemon, but why would I do that when I love Pokemon and I love what I'm doing? I mean, I'm mad at the Masuda hunt right now, but generally speaking, Pokemon is what I want to do. Like, shiny hunting is the kind of streamer that I want to be, right? So I watch other shiny hunters, and I do what they do. They have a counter on their stream. I have a counter on my stream. They have funny sound alerts. I have funny sound alerts. They have cool emotes. I have cool emotes. Like, I'm doing everything that they're doing, and I'm still not half as successful as them. And again, I just want to reiterate, I'm not upset about that. I'm not complaining about that. I love the people that come into my chat and having like 3 viewers. It's cozier than having like 25 viewers because I think I would get overwhelmed trying to talk to 25 people. So I don't mind where I'm at. But that's just why I think those TikTokers being like, well, you're gonna get 100 average viewers if you do these 3 things is just disingenuous. It's just not true. You could do everything right and still fail. And that's true not just for streaming, but for a lot of things. You could do everything right in your job and still get laid off because of budget cuts. You could do, you know, everything right as a mother and your kids could still get fucked up because of outside factors, right? Like, you can try your hardest, do everything that everybody asks you to do, and still fail and still be unsuccessful. And that's like a really hard pill to swallow. That you can do your absolute best. You can, you know, you can play a sport to the best of your ability and you can practice every day and you can still lose games, right? Like, all of that is, it's hard to hear and it's hard to say and it's definitely hard to come to terms with. And I'm not saying that you should just resign to the fact that that's true and that you will always fail. Like, just as likely as it is that you may fail, you may succeed. But I feel like all of those like stream advice TikTokers that are just like, you're doing it wrong, do it like this. Like, you could do nothing right and also be successful because of just like a random chance, like a fluke. You could have one video go viral that you spent no time on, but then 5 videos that you spend hours on don't get any views. Like, the TikTok algorithm, and honestly all of the algorithms, are brutal, right? And you could study the algorithm and learn what it likes. You know, YouTube's algorithm likes videos that are this length and, you know, blah, 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 blah. You could learn all of that. And you could post videos that do exactly what the algorithm wants, and you could still not get views on those videos. And then the opposite is true. You could post a video that is not the length that YouTube wants it to be and doesn't have a big red circle in the thumbnail or whatever it is that the YouTube algorithm wants. And it could still go uber viral based on absolutely nothing but random chance or luck or, you know, whatever. So I think that those stream advice TikTokers should, should talk about that more. That it's just like, you also may just not be successful, but that's of course bad for their brand, right? Like, you wouldn't want to be an advice TikToker and have your whole account based on being educational and then tell people that they could follow all of my advice and still not be successful, because then why would people want to follow you? So, like, I get it. I understand that it's bad for their brand to talk about the fact that that a majority of the streamers on the platform aren't even affiliated or average less than 3 viewers, and that the percentage of streamers that actually make it to partner is very, very small, right? Like, they're not going to talk about that, you know? Like, sometimes they do, but I don't know what it is. It's an irrational thing for me. Like, sometimes I just see Cat Leonte's face, and I love Cat Leonte. I did her Creator Royale. I will probably do her Creator Royale again in the future. I follow her on TikTok, and I enjoy her TikToks. But every once in a while, I see one of her videos, and it just, like, makes me angry. And, you know, it's probably because, like, I'm insecure about my viewership, or blah, 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 whatever. But I still think I'm a little bit right. That, like, they could talk about, you know, the real truth of the matter is you could do everything right and you could still fail. I don't know. Maybe I'll become a stream advice TikToker and then I'll tell you the real truth, which is that you can do everything and still suck. No, I probably won't do that, but you know. And like, same thing with Papura. Like, she does like stream reviews, which is super nice, and she'll like tell you what you can improve about your stream and yada yada yada. And I've even, like, requested a stream review from her before, because I would love to hear another streamer's opinion on my streams, right? Like, because I'm sure that there's more that I could do to improve, right? But also, they all give out the same advice every time, and I follow all of that advice. So there's also, like, I don't want to say there's nothing I can do to improve, because, like, of course there is, but there's probably nothing they could tell me that I haven't heard before, right? Like, oh, post more on TikTok, okay. You know, post more on YouTube. Okay. Like, you know, I know all of that. I don't always do it, but I know all of that. So, anyway, I just think that that's funny. No hate to those guys. Like I said, I really do love those guys. I follow them on TikTok. I interact with them all the time. Catliente and Papura, I love you guys. However, we're all just recycling the same stream advice. We're all just... You know, like, one thing that I do really love about Catliente is she does, like, financial transparency videos, and she'll post, like, how much I made as a full-time content creator in the month of May or June or whatever. And then she'll break down every platform and how much she made on it. So she's like, I have an Etsy shop, and I sell emotes, and I made this much money on my Etsy shop. And I have a Twitch, and this is how much I made from ad revenue, or this is how much I made from sponsorships. And I think that those videos are really good to look at because, you know, she's not telling you you'll make this much if you're a full-time streamer. She's just like, this is how much I make. This is how many viewers I have. These are the sponsorships that I got and how much I earned from them. Right? And she also has the videos that are like how to get a sponsorship if you're a small streamer. And I appreciate those videos because that's like actually like educational and informative. But the ones that are always just like, you know, post more on TikTok, post your clips, edit your clips and put them on YouTube. Like all of that, it's like, we know. It's so tired. Do you know how many times I've heard that I need to post every day on TikTok? Like, I know. But how am I supposed to post every day on TikTok when I work a full-time job? Because full-time content creators have the benefit of not having to do anything else. Of course, a full-time content creator can post 3 times a day on TikTok. That's their job. They don't have anything better to do. Whereas me, I have to work a full-time job. So the only time I get to film TikToks is like during the weekends. Or the only time I get to like edit a YouTube video is like on the weekends. And then during the week, of course, I'm streaming. And I'm streaming for like 3 hours a day. I'm honestly streaming for less than the recommended amount, right? Like doing 2.5 hours is really all I can manage in the mornings before my work. And so the 2.5 hour streams aren't really cutting it, right? Which is why I try to do my longer streams on the weekend and then they get cut short because the Wi-Fi goes out. But like, I do know that my streams now are shorter than they used to be. They were longer when I was in college and I had more time. But if you work 8 hours a day and then stream for 4, that's 12 hours out of your day that you are working, because streaming is working. It's fun, but it's working. And for me, who works from home on my computer, that means I'm sitting at my desk upright for 12 hours a day, which means that my back hates me, right? So all of those ones that are like, oh, post 3 times a day on TikTok, it's like, how exactly do you plan on me filming and editing? What is 3 times 7? 21 videos a week? Like, do you understand how absurd that sounds? Anyway. I promise, I know it sounds like I'm shitting on those guys, but I'm not, I swear. I like them as people, but sometimes their videos are a little bit redundant. And I know that I could just scroll past them, but I have a complicated relationship with stream advice TikTokers. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right, what did we end up at now? Have we done 3 boxes? Yeah. So this is 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 410, 420, 430, 440. So we're at 445. So I somehow ended up 5 behind again. Okay, so we opened up 1444. Damn, I was waiting for 1444. But I got behind. So this was actually the last 5 we would need to do 100 today. But I still have a little bit more time, actually. Okay, slay. Well, I can always go a little bit longer. And do a few extra eggs. Especially because we need to hit 15... What do we need to hit to be 3 times odds? If odds is 512 times 3, 1536. So we'll hit that next time. We will hit triple odds next stream if we don't get one today. So, I need to get one right the fuck now. Because I am not going triple odds on this Masuda hunt. Double odds was bad enough. Triple odds is a slap in the fucking face. For a Poliwag, no less. I should have just done an Outbreak hunt. It would have been way faster to collect enough herba to do an Outbreak hunt and then just Outbreak hunted one. This is ridiculous. And my original plan was to get two. One for a Politoed and one for a Poliwrath. So I still need another one, and I will not be Masuda hunting for the second one. I will just be Outbreak hunting for the second one, because this is ridiculous. This is insane. Alright. So what are we at? We're at 1445, so yeah, these 5 will get us to 1450, and we started at 1350, yeah, so this will be the last 5 to 100. And then we still have like 15 minutes left of stream, a little more, to get to 2.5 hours, so I can go until like 1 o'clock. So wherever we're at 1 o'clock is where I'll stop. Ugh. We better get one. This is ridiculous. Ugh, my freaking back still hurts. Big stretch again. Oh, we got an egg. Let's see who it is. Show yourself. Regular Poliwag. Boo the normie. Oh my god. I'm gonna like have gray hairs by the end of this. Truly. This is gonna be my 13th reason. Oh god. I saw a TikTok that I found really interesting, and it was about like the evolution of language over time through pop culture. And it was essentially like hi Charlie. And it was essentially the idea that like we as humans develop phrases from movies, books, TV, like pop culture in general. And then as time passes, we kind of start to lose the knowledge that the phrases we use came from pop culture. So for example, bucket list is a term that really didn't exist before the film from like the 90s bucket list. Like the idea of a bucket list being a list of things that you want to do before you kick the bucket and die. Like bucket list was coined, I think, by that film, if I'm not mistaken. And so the term bucket list didn't really exist prior to that. Like nobody used that term in like before like the 90s. But now we all use bucket list and probably haven't seen the movie. Like I haven't seen the movie, but I've used the term bucket list before, right? Like I don't really have a bucket list, but there are like things I want to do before I die. Like, you know, go to all 50 states and, you know, 6 out of 7 continents or whatever. Like, you know, technically that's a bucket list, but it's just like things I plan on doing in life. It's just like traveling and, you know, going to TwitchCon, things like that. They're more just like, you know, life goals than they are like, I'm actively gonna die and this is my bucket list. But like, you know, I've certainly used the term bucket list before to refer to things that I wanted to do before I die. And another example that he used was core memory, which is that idea comes from Inside Out, right? The movie, the Disney Pixar Inside Out, because all of the memories are like stored in like little memory orb things. And there's like 5 core memories in like the center of her brain that are like memories that had like a lasting impact on her life or whatever. And so that's what a core memory is. It came from Inside Out. But now people will just be posting TikToks and being like, this is a core memory for me, right? Like core memories are being made. And right now, I think we know that that came from Inside Out. But like, how much time has to pass before people don't even know that that's what we're referencing? Like, does Gen Alpha know that we're talking about Inside Out? Have they seen that movie? Probably, because it hasn't been that long since that movie came out. But will the next generation know that that's what core memory means? And will we keep using the phrase? Like, will it develop past the fact that it came from that film the way that Bucket List did? And then 13th Reason was another example that he gave, which is, of course, when people have an inconvenience like what I just had, and go, oh, this is my 13th reason, which is obviously synonymous with I'm gonna kill myself. But it obviously comes from the movie or the TV show or the book or whatever, 13 Reasons Why, which is that the girl who kills herself in the movie makes a list of, or like, she makes like tapes, and it's the 13 reasons why she did it, right? It's like a suicide note, but instead it's like a bunch of cassette tapes. And so those are the 13 reasons why she did it, right? And she's like blaming other people in her life for causing her to feel the way that she was feeling or whatever. So right now we know that that phrase is synonymous with 13 reasons why, but how much time will have to pass before that's just a term that is completely disconnected from the show, like Bucket List and like Core Memory? And then how many other phrases are there that have come from media that will eventually be forgotten? Like Roman Empire. Right now we all say, excuse me, right now we all say, oh, this is my Roman Empire, right? And we know that that's referring to the TikTok of the girl who asked her boyfriend how often he thinks about the Roman Empire, and he said like multiple times a week. And we also thought that was kind of strange, right? Like, oh, weird. Why do they think about the Roman Empire so often? And then so everybody started saying like, I don't think about the Roman Empire that much, but I sure do think about Princess Diana, right? Like Princess Diana is my Roman Empire, or Amelia Earhart is my Roman Empire, right? Like, people will always be like, oh, that's the thing that, you know, occupies free space in my brain. That's what Roman Empire has come to mean. But how long before, you know, TikTok gets banned or whatever, or people just stop using TikTok because it becomes obsolete in 20 years or whatever? Like, how long before that phrase becomes completely disconnected from the thing that it is, right? Yo, welcome in. How's it going, gamer? I hope you're having a good Tuesday. You know, like, do you think that people will stop knowing what that means in, like they'll know how to use it, but will they know where it came from? You know what I mean? So I thought that that was really interesting, because I bet there's a lot of stuff like that. Like, I bet there's terms from, like, the 80s, the 90s, the 60s that humanity still uses, but doesn't, like, recognize where it came from. Like, the people who were alive in the 60s might remember, but people like us now... It's Genghis Khan. This is my original game name. Oh, cool, cool, cool. Welcome in, buddy. I was going to say, I was like, I don't recognize this username, but it doesn't say that you're new, so you've been here before, but who are you? But Genghis Khan, welcome in, buddy. I hope you're having a good Tuesday. We're 1455 eggs deep right now, and we've got, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes left of stream. I do have an ad coming up in a few minutes, so I probably will play that before we hatch the last few eggs. But I'll see if I can get these ones before the ad. I don't know if I'll be able to get to them or not, but yeah. I'm just talking about, like, language. Ty Broski, how is you? I'm good. I'm tired a little bit. My back kind of hurts, and for some reason, at the beginning of stream, I started choking on, like, air or dust or something. And ever since then, my throat has just been kind of scratchy. Like, I literally, like, went on BRB at the beginning of stream because I just started, like, choking to death. I'm, like, just absolutely hacking. And I do not know why. That's no good. I know. I don't know why it happened. I'm okay now, but I literally, like, don't know. I had to, like, down this drink because of how much I was, like, coughing and choking. I, like, tears were, like, streaming down my face because I just, like, could not breathe. My whole face turned red. It was really funny. And it was probably, like, 10 minutes into stream that happened. It was very silly. But, yeah. How are you? I hope you're having a good day, a good week so far. Hatching eggs. I'm trying to anyway. But yeah, in general, I find the evolution of English language very interesting. Like, even just from, like, Old English to, like, Shakespearean English to now, because I think people really get like, and by people I mean like conservatives. I'm very good, thanks. I love my job. That's good. I'm glad that you love your job. I hate my job, so I've been applying for jobs for months, but the job market's really bad right now, so nobody wants to hire anybody. Um, but like, I'm working on getting a job that I like. What do you do? Like, what kind of work are you in? Because I really want to get into like social media, like marketing, advertising, things like that. Um, I mean, what I really, really want to do is film, but I know that I can't do that until after we move. So in the meantime, I'm hoping to do like social media marketing, things like that. I got my degree in film. Truck driver. Oh, that's fun. If you like driving, I can imagine that that's really fun. I hate driving. I'm really bad at it. Like, I'm not like a terrible driver, but I get really anxious when I drive because I have chronic anxiety, and cars are just one of those things that makes me anxious. Like, I always feel like I'm gonna hit somebody or something. Um, and I've never even like been in like a real car accident. Like, I've hit other cars that were parked. I had my car hit when it was parked. I ran into a tree once. But like, I've never been in like a car accident. So I don't know what I'm exactly afraid of, but I've just convinced myself that I'm going to hit somebody. That's fine. Yes, I love driving. The bigger the better. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I see. I would not like to drive a big truck. I can barely drive my sedan comfortably. Like, I always feel like when I'm driving next to trucks, I always feel like they're gonna hit me. Like, if I'm like merging near a big like 18 wheeler or something, I'm always like, ooh, I get like claustrophobic, even though I'm not claustrophobic, but my mom is. So I think I get it from my mom, because she's a very claustrophobic person, and when she drives, especially, she gets really claustrophobic. And like, she had an MRI and she got really claustrophobic in there. Okay, I have an ad starting in 20 seconds, but I need to hatch this egg. So, um, you know, grab a drink, grab a snack, go walk your fish, and I will see you guys after the ad. Good, it wasn't shiny. It'd be really sad if it was shiny and then immediately the ad hit. But, okay, yes, ad is beginning, so I'll see you guys in, like, a few minutes. I'll put these away. Okay, yes, enjoy the ad. All right, we're back from the ad. We have an egg ready to hatch. We have like 8 minutes left of stream. So, welcome back, guys. I hope you enjoyed your ad and didn't get anything too offensive. All right, so far no shiny. All right, we gotta get one. It's gotta happen at some point. Is that a Pikachu? Little Pikachu running around? I think so. All right, let's see. What is this one? 1457. All right. I wish we could get to 1469 today, but we'll have to do it next time. Because I'll get to 1465, I think. That's how many eggs I have. Yeah, there is a little Pikachu behind me. Look at this guy. Hello. Hello, little Pikachu. Oh, not what I wanted to do. Hello, little Pikachu. She's a girl. Alright, let's see it. This is 58. Miraidon's looking at it. Is it shiny Miraidon? Nar. Boo! Boo the normies. 1460? God, I hope so, Charlie. That would be ideal. Because I am running out of eggs. I mean, not really, because I got way too many today. I have like a whole extra box, but... for the box that we're in, we only have these 2 and then 5 more. So we have 7 eggs total left. No. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's gonna be the next one. It's gonna be number 1460, like Charlie said. Please. Alright. Come on, fingers crossed for 1460. Tippy tappies, tippy tappies. Okay. It was not 1460, Charlie. And we already got our random shiny of the day. Not that there can't be a second one, but... we already found a green Hoppip. Shiny Charm is cracked, except for when you're Masuda hunting. Then it doesn't work at all. Alright, these are our last 5. 1468 is your next guess. Yeah, we won't get to that today. My next guess is 1469. But, maybe it'll be 1461, 1462, 1463, 1464, or 1465. Because that's what we have left for today. So, fingers crossed it's one of those. Because that is all we have. Back itchy. And we have 4 minutes left of stream. I mean, obviously I'm gonna go a little over, but... it's almost 1. Alright. Fall Out Boy, Manifest, Shiny Poliwag. It's gotta happen at some point. We're literally almost at fucking triple odds. Like, we will hit triple odds next stream on Thursday. Because we're at 1460, and then we're gonna get to 1465, and then double odds... or triple odds is 1536. So we open about 100 per stream, sometimes more, sometimes less. So we will absolutely get to 1536 next time. And if we have to get all the way there, I'm gonna be pissed. Because I just want to start PLA. I was like, oh, I'll just finish the shiny hunt that I'm working on stream. And then we'll start PLA. But what's gonna happen is if we do not get it before I go on hiatus for the move, I'm going to do one last hurrah stream where I just hatch eggs for as long as it takes. Like, I will do, like, a 6-hour stream if I have to, like, on a weekend or something before we move. And, like, just until it happens. And then if it doesn't happen by the end of that stream, I'm just not gonna do it. I will just give up. That's my plan. And hopefully it doesn't come to that. It better not come to that. But if it does, that's what I will do, is the weekend before we move, before I go on hiatus, I will do the stream ends when we get the shiny. But hopefully it won't come to that, like I said. It shouldn't. Because we're just gonna get it today, and then we won't have to worry about it. Or we'll get it next stream, and we won't hit triple odds, and it'll be fine. How? I caught the Flittle off guard. I didn't even know the Flittle was there. This just happened with the Esperanza. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, and now the egg hatches. Alright. Last batch of eggs. We have 2 minutes left of stream. We're at 1461. Not shiny. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. We got 4 more. Maybe it'll be this one. 1462. Isn't that when did Columbus sail the ocean? Was that 1492? 1492. If we do 1492, it'll be when Columbus sailed the ocean blue, right? Is that right? If Columbus wasn't such a fucking bitch, I would name it after him if it was number 1492. But Christopher Columbus is like a bitch, so. Alright. Maybe 1464, because it'll be like 1464. I feel like that's a good number. And because I'm running out of hope. Ugh. Fucking bird. I don't have time for this. I have 1 minute left of stream. Alright. Hatch. Okay, this one is spawning in the pink void for whatever reason. So we'll see what's happening there. Maybe. Nope. Okay. It's fine. It's gonna be this one. It's gonna be 1465 because that's a good number for it to be. Please, don't make me do this more. I'm not gonna look. Ugh. God damn it. Alright, well, that's it. That's all of the eggs. I mean, I technically still have another box, but I don't have time for another box, so we'll do that one next time. But thank you guys for coming. We'll get him next time, because I'm not doing triple odds. But let me see if there's anybody to raid today. Is anybody on? Cam is on. Oh yeah, Falsities was doing like a long-ass uncapped subathon. She's still live. Let's raid into her because of her subathon. She's been live for like a day at least. So we'll do Falsities. And make sure you guys send her the raid message. Because she's been live for a long-ass time. If you want to know when I'm going to be live next, you can join my Discord or you can follow me on my socials. We'll be live again Thursday for more Masuda hunting, same time as always. And yeah, I'm going to go take my before work nap and then go to work. But I will see you guys next time. Make sure you give Falsity your love. She has been, how long has she been live? Let me look. She's been live for 27 hours. So she's fucking nuts. And she has at least 8 more hours to go. So give her your love if you can. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.